Greetings, friends. Sleepy here, and welcome to a game room tour. Today we're going to take a look at my game room. Now, this has been one of my most requested videos of all time. For several years, I've had people bother me, "Hey man, when are you going to do a room tour? I want to see what your game room looks like. You ever going to do one?" Well, I'm finally going to make a room tour for you guys. Now, unfortunately, for many years, I did not have a game room set up. The previous apartment that I lived in with my wife, I was only able to have two bookshelves. So two of these bookshelves you see on this game wall here, that's all I had room for displaying my collection. And my collection is absolutely massive. You know, I have tons of stuff. And unfortunately, that apartment was just too small, and I wasn't able to display very much stuff. However, when my wife and I moved to this new apartment 2 years ago, this place is much larger and offered me a lot more space to display my collection, which is awesome. Now, of course, this is not my entire collection, as even this place is not large enough to display everything. You know, I do have a good amount of stuff at my parents' in their spare bedroom. However, I do still have a good amount of stuff out here, and my wife is an amazing woman, love her with all my heart, and she has allowed me to turn our living room into my game room. So, definitely awesome to have a great partner in your life who supports your hobbies and is willing to let you convert their living room into a game room. So, definitely love my wife. She's an amazing woman, and I'm so thankful to have her in my life and that she allows me to convert our living room into my game room. So we're going to start off with the gaming wall here. We'll go over the various stuff I have in my collection, then we'll move around in the room, and then we'll end the video once you guys have seen everything already. Alright guys, give me a second and we'll move over to the game wall and we will continue. Alright guys, so I'm going to pan through the shelves first, and then we'll go over the stuff that's on top. Now, I'm not going to go in depth on the games I have in my collection because I've actually done collection videos. So, my most recent one here, I did an original Xbox collection video. So be sure to check that out. I go in detail for every single title I have. I have a complete North American original Xbox set, as well as Platinum Hits and Best of Platinum Hits. So be sure to check out that video if you would like to see every game I have in that I mentioned in detail of what I have, including variants and stuff. Now I'm going to show you guys some stuff on these shelves that I did not show in that collection video, like this Project Snowblind pre-order bonus. When you pre-order your copy of the game, you got a bonus DVD, which is pretty cool. Got that from my buddy Cameron. I do have 3 of these really sweet original Xbox display boxes that retailers could put out on display. Now, there are many of these. I've seen many of them online for sale and other collectors that have them. However, they are pretty expensive. But I did find 3 pretty cheap, so I picked those up. There's one for Tenchu Return to Darkness. And I also have a Sonic Heroes one. They're very cool. You know, I'd love to have more of these. You know, they're just kind of expensive, but if I find any more for cheap, you know, I'm definitely going to pick them up. I have 2 DVD sets here for E3. This is coverage of E3 2004. Very cool. Has all kinds of different videos of all the different stuff that happened during E3. All the coverage of it. These were really cool finds, so I was happy to get that. And then there's also the E3 2005 DVD set here. So those are very awesome, really cool to check. I recommend checking these out sometime if you like going back and seeing the old E3s like I do. Bring back a lot of memories. Some of my other pre-order bonuses here, like this Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Really cool. You would pay $5 for pre-order your copy of the game, and you got a free pewter lightsaber, and you got to take this collectible box home. That was really awesome. You know, they just don't have the cool pre-order bonus stuff like they did in the past. I actually have 2 copies here of Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy pre-order bonus boxes here. They're both in excellent condition. You got a keychain light-up lightsaber, so you put the batteries in there, they light up green. And it also had a hint book for the game. And again, you know, you got to keep the artwork, and it was only a $5 pre-order. You got that, so that was really sweet. There's the second one. Also, I have here, this is pretty uncommon to find. This is the Prince of Persia Warrior Within. Pre-order your copy for $5. And you got a cool little art book. So that's awesome. Very happy to have that in the collection. Next up here is Doom 3 pre-order bonus. You got this box, and it came with an exclusive little Doom 3 pewter figure. Very awesome. There's actually a couple different versions of this available from different retailers. And my favorite pre-order bonus for the original Xbox has to be this copy for The Hobbit. So when you pre-order your copy of The Hobbit on PS2, Xbox, GameCube, PC, Game Boy Advance, you got to get this little box which contains the original Hobbit novel, which is really awesome. It's really cool. This is a very rare just a very rare pre-order bonus to find these days. I've only ever seen one for sale on eBay in the last several years, and that was the one that I bought. We have a pre-order bonus for the very first Call of Duty. I'm a big Call of Duty fan. Love the old ones, and this is for the original one on PC, which, a fun fact, you can actually get this on the Xbox 360, Xbox Live Arcade. You can download the digital copy and play it. I definitely need to do that before they shut it down, but, you know, I figured, why not? I love Call of Duty, might as well get that pre-order bonus. Next up, here's another pretty rare pre-order bonus, but when you pre-ordered your copy of Brute Force, you got this Ultimate Halo Companion DVD set, which also came with a hint book for Brute Force, a demo disc of games, and this is the Circuit City version, which is a little rough, but it came bundled with the Brute Force Betrayals novel, and these are very hard to find these days with the novel intact. As you can see, this one's a little beat up. The plastic has started ripping on it, so that's why I try not to handle it too much, but definitely was so happy to have that in the collection. And I never did show this in my original Xbox collection video, but I do have a big box Karaoke Revolution with the microphone in there, so that's awesome. And there's those games. Now we'll pan through some more of the collection. Like I said, if you want to see them in detail, be sure to check out my original Xbox collection video, and you guys can see each title and the names of them. Oh, this is really cool, but I have an extra soundtrack for Crash Nitro Kart. So that was a very hard variant to find, and these CDs are very rare. I've only seen a couple for sale online, and those are the couple that I got. Very cool to have those. There's some more stuff. There's a random Super Nintendo game I got from my buddy. I just need to put that away. And there's the bottom of our first gaming shelf here. Alright, now we'll move on. Some more stuff there. I didn't show these in the Xbox collection video, but these are a little collectible statues of girls from the Dead or Alive series in Xbox Booth Babe outfits. There's Ayane from the Ninja Gaiden series, and Kasumi from the Dead or Alive Ultimate. Very cool. I don't have a lot of info on these, but I got these on eBay for pretty cheap, and they're just really neat little collectibles to have in the collection. Next up is this really awesome, it's kind of hard to see it with this light on there, but it says Xbox Master. This is a promotional lightsaber for one of the Star Wars games on Xbox 360, and it does extend out, and there's a part here where you can put in batteries, and this lightsaber will actually light up. It's pretty cool. Very happy to have this in collection. I don't have a lot of info on it. I just know that it's a promotional item that was used at some point to promote one of the Star Wars games. But very, very cool to have that in the collection. Now we'll go through some more of the games. A lot of wonderful titles released for the original Xbox. Definitely one of my all-time favorite consoles to have. That's why I had to get a complete North American set. Interesting thing, you'll see that I have 26 copies of the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, and that's because I have the complete trading card set that came in certain copies. They gave you a random card. Well, there's 25 cards. I have a 26th one that has some of the cards in it sealed. Very hard set to get, but I'm very happy to have that. That's one of my pride and joys for my original Xbox collection. Go through some more of the titles here. And like I said, if you guys want to see an in-depth look at these, be sure to check out that original Xbox collection video. Alright. Continuing on. Go through the shelves here. As you can see, there's just tons and tons of games released for the original Xbox. It was such an amazing console. Absolutely love having the full set for the released in North America. It is awesome. So there's the third shelf. Move on to our fourth one here. And now during my collection video, it got cut off when I was talking about my Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3. I have the regular version, but I also had the not for resale, if I can get it to show without blinding you guys. There it is, the not for resale copies. When you pre-ordered, I don't know what copy of a Tom Clancy game, they repackaged these, put a sticker on it, rewrapped them, and gave them out as a pre-order bonus. I don't remember which one, but that was cut off in that video I was explaining about. I also have the big box for Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3 with the cool headset. Very awesome to have this in the collection. I also have the PAL version, which is a little bit bigger. It's really cool. The thing is, I don't like the side artwork on it. I like our North American one here. It has the logo and stuff, so I definitely like our version better, but it's still cool to have the PAL one in there. Some of my Xbox 360 games, that's another collection. I did a collection video this year, so if you'd like to see Xbox 360 collection, be sure to check out that video as well. Some more of the original Xbox, and then we get into the Platinum Hits. So, like I said, I do have the complete Platinum Hit set. Some of the rarest ones to get are of this 50-cent Bulletproof. Crash Super Pack's pretty tough to find these days. Fight Night Round 2 is pretty uncommon to get. Forza Motorsport's a pretty hard one to get. Some of the rarest ones in the top 3 list is Prince of Persia Warrior Within. I have the Canadian version, and I have the normal North American version, so both of those are tough to find. Get down here. And some more of the harder ones to find are these Sonic combo packs. They're also pretty difficult. SpongeBob SquarePants Lights Camera Pants is definitely one of the rarest. It's in that top 3 between that, Prince of Persia, Warrior Within, and 50-cent Bulletproof. Those 3 are extremely difficult to track down. And another hard one is this Tony Hawk's Project 8, another hard Platinum Hits title to find. And then down to the bottom, we have the best of Platinum Hits when they re-release Platinum Hits titles for $9.99. I also have that full set of 22 titles. And then we start getting into my 360 collection. Like I said, if you guys want to see my 360 collection, be sure to check out that video. I do have it on the channel. I'm a big Star Trek fan, so it's really cool. I got this from my local game stores. Had this little Star Trek thing. It was $5. Came with 4 figures. Very cool. But there's some of my 360 games and some of my Xbox One titles. I have Alien Front Online for the Sega Dreamcast, brand new. I have the PAL version of Shenmue 2 for my Dreamcast, which I have a boot disc that lets me play it on the Dreamcast. So it's awesome to be able to play the original Dreamcast version of Shenmue 2, instead of only being able to play it on the original Xbox, since that's how it was released here in North America. I do have the 2 big boxes for the Scene It game. It's a very cool movie party game you can play with 4 players. It has all the controllers in there. Very fun, like to play that with friends and my wife and family. Some more of my 360 collection. Move down to the next shelf. Even more 360 stuff. You have a lot of titles for the Xbox 360. If you want to see them in detail, be sure to check out that 360 collection video. Another thing here, really cool to have, is this big box for Xbox Music Mixer, which has it signed by the developers and voice actors and stuff. So, very, very cool. I got a really good deal on this on eBay. Definitely a cool piece to have in my original Xbox collection. Have some more Xbox 360 titles here. Xbox 360 is my favorite 7th gen console. There's just so many wonderful games on there. If you don't have a 360 or you only have a few titles, you have got to get out there and start picking up titles for the 360, PS3, even the old Nintendo Wii, because those titles are starting to go up in price. I've been watching them rise here locally, and I know other areas, some of my friends, the titles have just absolutely skyrocketed. So if you want to rediscover or you want to go back to some of these old titles, I recommend getting them now before they get any more expensive. Now we'll move on to the final shelf here. So here's the rest of my Xbox One collection, which it's not a very giant collection. You know, I've had the system for several years now. I got it on launch day. You know, I like the Xbox One, but it's kind of disappointing. You know, at this same time when I had a 360, I had well over 100 titles. I don't even have 100 games for the Xbox One. So it just shows you the lack of titles and stuff that they have for the Xbox One, which is very sad. Here's a bunch of my Xbox 360 collector's editions. Have Fallout New Vegas, I got Damage Inc., Prototype, the Madden 20, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, Alan Wake, Dead Space 2, Halo Wars, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction, Two Worlds 2, well actually that's the first Two Worlds, Aliens vs. Predator, Halo 3, Killer is Dead, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Gears of War 1 and 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Enchanted Arms. Love collector's editions, and I've been adding lots of new ones to my collection anytime I can. Very cool stuff. Love those. They always come with pretty sweet stuff. Some more of my 360 games. And you guys will actually see this in my newest pickups video once I get that uploaded. I have some Gears of War collectibles. They're very cool. They came in those little blind boxes. My work clearanced them out, so I got them very cheap because I also got my discount on top, and they're very cool. I have almost a full little set from that, whatever wave that one was, but they're very awesome, so I'm just going to leave them here on the shelf to guard the games, but they're very cool. And then this is my shelf where I collected all the doubles that I had. When I did my 360 collection video, I did not realize how many games I actually had doubles of, so I put those down here. Very awesome. Some really cool games like that Ghostbusters video game is amazing. I would love for them to do a sequel to it, but I doubt we ever will get one of those. Now we'll move on to my Wii, and I also have my entire Wii U collection, which I like the Wii U. I know a lot of people did not, but there's some amazing games for it, and I have those here on display. Some of my favorites are the Super Mario 3D World, Super Mario Maker, Super Smash Bros., Yoshi's Woolly World, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, The Wind Waker HD. Awesome games. Definitely would recommend getting a Wii U if you don't have a Switch. I mean, a lot of these titles are being ported to the Switch, so if you do plan to get a Switch someday or you have one, you know, you can get a lot of these games that have been re-released. I have a few more of my 360 games that spilled out down here. And then I have my Wii games. And then I have my Wii games in their custom black covers that I got from thecoverproject.net. Had a lot of people have asked me over the years why there's some black covers there. It's because they had some custom ones that somebody had made up. So I printed those up for those. The actual covers are behind them. I just thought they were pretty cool. And I'd like to actually get them all put into red cases. The red and black go together really well. So I need to do that. Alright guys, give me a second and then we'll go back up to the top and look at all the stuff I have up there, which there is a lot of collectibles up there. Alright, first up I have the really cool, and it's hard to find, this is a Silent Scope complete bundle that has the light rifle. The Pump It Up Exceeds dance pad bundle with the game in there. We have this Real World Golf, a game track that has a little golf controller. They talked about a slugger game, it just never got released. Pretty interesting, never used this peripheral, but I got this actually for free from one of my game stores. It's a little beat up, but hey, I'm not going to say no for free. I have the Robotech Battlecry Collector's Edition, 2 boxes for Xbox 360 consoles. There's the portable Sega Genesis that I got for my work for cheap. The sound is kind of crappy on it, and I wouldn't recommend it. There's my original Xbox Media Center. Some of my Skylander box sets. I have the Lego Dimensions Ghostbusters set. I have some Sega Pico games. There's a really rare Tony Hawk's Project 8 that came with a skate deck, and those were sold at Target. Very cool. My Skylanders Imagineers. This is a really awesome. I have a box and complete Magnavox Odyssey 2 that was released in 1977. Very old console. I got that at a Goodwill for a cheap price. Very cool. I also got this at a thrift store, and this is a boxed and complete Sega Pico console, which Sega made a learning computer for children. I actually had a request for someone that wanted me to do a gameplay of that, so I do need to get that down and do that sometime. I do have 2 boxed original PlayStations there. The Pip-Boy edition of Fallout 4 for Xbox One. My PlayStation 3 box. Another Skylanders box. I have 2 copies of Aliens vs. Predator Colonial Marines. Geez, not Aliens vs. Predator, just Aliens Colonial Marines. Jeez. Very cool. I mean, it was disappointing, the game. The graphics weren't what they said. The gameplay wasn't quite up to what they had, but I still had fun with it. I thought it was kind of cool. I also have the Dark Souls 2 Collector's Edition. I have the Two Worlds 2 Collector's Edition. I have the Grand Theft Auto 5 Collector's Edition for Xbox 360. My brother donated his Collector's Edition for PS3, so I have both of them. I was actually disappointed with that one because it came with a box and a hat. Just was definitely not up to the Collector's Edition standards that previous games have had. There's my Lego Dimensions for Xbox One. I have the Collector's Edition for Dark Souls 3, which I love the Dark Souls series, very awesome. Here's the Gears of War 3 Epic Edition, which I actually have the Marcus Venus statue sitting out over there by my TV. My brother donated his Xbox 360 Resident Evil 5, the Red Elite console. There's Lego Dimensions up there. My original Nintendo 64 box that came with the purple controller. That's the one I got from my parents. Really cool. The Wolfenstein 2 New Colossus. I got that for, I think it was $40 brand new at GameStop. The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel or Imperial Edition, so the collector's edition for that game. Very fun. You know, I'm not really big into MMO games, but I do like playing that one because you can play it by yourself and you don't have to play with others if you don't want to. Very cool. The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, I actually got this for $60 brand new at GameStop. It was a few months later after the game was released. They still had it in stock and they marked it down, so I picked it up. Very awesome. Have a couple of Mario puzzles up there. And then a Xbox One box for the controller. I have another Xbox 360 box. I have a Wii Zapper box, my original PlayStation 2 box, PlayStation 1 box. I also have a box for my black Wii, the red Wii, and my white Wii. My Xbox One Day 1 edition is up there. My wife and I, we have a Nintendo 3DS. She has a blue one. I have a red one. There's my Xbox Live Arcade set. So those are how you used to buy Xbox Live for the original Xbox. And they came with headset and they came with demo discs and stuff. Very cool. My brother donated his old PlayStation Vita box. I don't have a Vita, but I need to get one sometime. And then there's my Wii U box. So that will do it for the gaming wall. Do want to show this really cool thing I got at a thrift store years ago. It's a super value pack that was $10. You got Puzzle Challenge, Crossword, Strike Force Bowling, and Mojo. Very cool. Don't know how much that's worth. I can't imagine being very much, but it's still kind of neat. In this wall, I have a whole bunch of collectibles. I do like to collect amiibos. I don't have a massive collection of them. I do have a lot of loose ones I like to get at my local stores because they're cheap. But I do have some of them in their boxes up on display up there. Like the Yoshi ones are pretty cool. I love those 8-bit Marios. There's a Diddy Kong up there. Pretty cool stuff. I have a little Ninja Turtles thermos, or little like, drinking mug. Can't think of the name of it. Super Mario World wallet that my parents gave me. Some Super Mario Brothers collectible trading cards. An old Super Mario Brothers Super Show VHS tape. Some little collectible figures of Mario, Luigi, and Toad. Mario Kart Wii Big Box. Some of my Big Box Wii U games. I have The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, Yoshi's Woolly World, Toad Treasure Tracker, and Mario Party 10. This pink Yoshi actually has a little it's a backpack. Belongs to my wife. Once I found it, she took it and said it was hers, so that's hers now. I have Really cool. I got this from my friend Mike. Platinum playing cards from Club Nintendo. Those are pretty cool. GameStop sold these Super Mario Maker snow globes. That's really cool. I like having that. Some of the Burger King and McDonald's Mario toys. Another Super Mario Maker. It's a puzzle cube. So like a Rubik's Cube, but with Mario on it. Pretty cool. The Donkey Kong Bongo set. Have some of my PAL PlayStation 1 games out here on display. A couple other PS1 games have spilled out because the shelves below are just overflowing with games. Some Yoshis. I got this cool little Mario statue from my parents. There's the Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival for the Wii U. I got this from my wife. She bought it at my work when it was on clearance. A buddy donated. This was his original Game Boy. That was a Walmart exclusive arcade bonus set. Had the box and everything. The Game Boy itself is a little beat up, but it still works. Very cool. There's a little collector's tin. My brother got Xbox shorts a long time ago. Of course, he doesn't have those anymore, but he gave me the tin. Have that collection. Very cool. I have this World of Nintendo 8-bit Mario. It was exclusive to Walgreens, because that's where I work. Recently this year, I got a Crash Bandicoot plush. I always wanted to get one of the original ones, but they're just way, way too expensive. So I found a new one for like, I don't know, it was like $15 or something. Very cool. This Super Mario bag, I found when I was on vacation. It was at a dollar store for $1. One of my old PlayStation carrying bags. Very cool. Have a bunch of little stuffed plushies here. This lamb I got from my buddy Mike, which has the Harvest Moon. I've got a Peppy back there. I even have a Little Caesar guy from Little Caesar's Pizza, which I do like their pizza. Not as good as they used to be, but still good. Some Pikmin. There's a bunny that I got from Mike. Another pink Yoshi that my wife took. This yellow M&M guy, which my wife's a big fan of the M&Ms. I won this at a claw machine at Walmart, so that's hers. I have a walkie-talkie Leonardo, which I didn't even realize that what it was until my brother came over and told me, hey, I think this is a talking guy or a walkie-talkie. We put batteries in and found out it was a walkie-talkie. Very happy to have this. Always wanted one of these. I got this for my brother for Christmas last year, and this was the 1980s original Mario plush. Very cool. He is missing his hat, but I'm actually going to have my mom make a hat for him, and then he'll have a hat, so that's cool. He also gave me this cool little Rick Grimes plush. Now down here, I have my PlayStation 1 collection. Again, this is another one. This year I did a collection video, so if you would like to see an in-depth look at all the games I have for the PlayStation 1, be sure to check out that video, and you guys can see all the games I have in detail. Some of my favorites here are the Lunar Silver Star Story Complete, Lunar 2, Ark the Lad collection here, very awesome. Some of my favorites for this were the Silent Hill, the original one, the Crash Bandicoot games. I even like the Croc Legend of Gabos games. There's just some awesome stuff there. Released on the PlayStation 1. What's such a fantastic console. I have my collector's edition for The Walking Dead Telltale game. Very cool. This is really heavy. Comes with the graphic novel of the show started. The TV show and the games and stuff are based off of the comic books, and that's what this includes. A big book of like the first 54 issues or something. Have a couple of strategy guides down here, an extra keyboard, and then a video game poster I just don't have room for. The other shelf in this area, I have more PlayStation 1 games, but I also have my Dreamcast collection, which I'm a big fan of the Sega Dreamcast. However, titles are just super hard to find, and they're becoming really, really expensive. But I do have some of my favorite games on the console, but anytime I can get new ones to add to the collection, I definitely will. Have this really cool little Yoshi collectible. My mom found this at a Goodwill for like 50 cents, so that was cool to get. And then here's the rest of my PlayStation 1 games. Like I said again, if you want to see them in detail, be sure to check out that PlayStation 1 collection video. My brother got this collectible Rayman. It's one of those Rabbids from the Rayman Rabbids game. Very cool. So he just sits down there. There's nowhere else for him, so that's where he's at. Now we'll move on to above the door. I have some Skylanders little collectibles up there in the boxes. I got those at Five Below. I think they were like $3 or something. Very cool. Now we'll move on to the last gaming shelf I have here. And it has some pretty cool stuff at the top. I got this from a game store was closing. This is the Katana controller for Onimusha 3 Demon Siege for PlayStation 2. The controller does work, but let me tell you, it's absolutely just ridiculous. You like swipe it and stuff to attack. It's not very practical for playing, but it's cool as a collectible. There's an Xbox One headset that I got at Goodwill for really cheap. Absolutely love that thing. Innocent Tears, that's a Japanese original Xbox collectible game. I have this Ninja Gaiden 3 collector's edition that I got around Christmas time from I used a gift card that my parents got to one of my favorite game stores. I have the Skylanders Supercharged Wii U set that comes with Donkey Kong. Very cool. Love Donkey Kong, so I definitely had to have that. Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix. The first one with the dance pad. Another Japanese big box collection edition for the original Xbox. And then this Mad Catz Pump It Up Exceeds extra dance pad that you could get for a second player. These are very hard to find these days. I've seen one recently on eBay, but they wanted $90 for it, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Was a big, and I still am a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, but this is my Dragon Ball Z 3 limited edition that came with a Goku figure and some other bonus stuff. Behind that, I have my PlayStation 3 collection. Now, I don't have a very large PlayStation 3 collection, as I was more into the 360, but I do have quite a good amount of games on it, and I do have a lot that aren't here that are in storage at my parents'. Recently this year, my brother sold me his old PlayStation 4 and sold me some of his games and donated some, so I do have some PS4 titles. I also have some of my Nintendo GameCube games out, which I absolutely love the GameCube. Got Pikmin 1 and 2, have Mario Kart Double Dash, Paper Mario, Mario Tennis, the Army Men games, Mario Party, Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, and that's one of my absolute favorite games on the GameCube. Loved that ever since I played it when it first came out. The Super Smash Brothers, another good ones. The Resident Evil on the GameCubes are awesome, especially Resident Evil 1, the HD remake they did. Final Fantasies are cool. Legend of Zeldas are awesome. Have those cool Legend of Zelda collectors promotional compilation here. It has Legend of Zelda 1 and 2 and NES. Also has Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Remember getting this at a Goodwill for a cheap price. Very awesome. I have the Twilight Princess as well. And the Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 and Rogue Squadron 3. Awesome games in the series. I have a few PS2 games. I actually have like 950 games for PS2 or something. So, of course, I don't have all those out on display. Those are all boxed up. I do have 5 copies of the Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition box sets. My brother bought a bunch of these and donated, and he didn't want them anymore, donated to my collection. Very cool. And then just some of the Wii games. I have a lot of Wii games. Most of them are in storage. We just have a few that were left out that my wife and our son used to like playing. They don't play it as much, but my wife likes her Zumba games and those singing games. Just Dance, that kind of stuff. They're into those. And then really cool here, I have 101 of my Nintendo 64 games in these custom cases, and I printed out the artwork from the coverproject.net. I do have over 300 Nintendo 64 titles, which includes imports from Japan and Europe. I'm only missing 2 titles to complete my North American set for the Nintendo 64. That's Super Bowling and then the Bomberman game. So I definitely need to get those. And I need to buy some more of these Universal game cases so I can get the rest of my Nintendo 64 games in cases like these. But I really, really like them. They're very awesome because they, you know, basically it's like having the old box without having to pay for it. Which, I can show you guys one of them here. Where is it at? Like, here's a really hard game, which is a Blockbuster exclusive, but the Clay Fighter Sculptors, as you can see, you know, the box is really cool. made of plastic, and then it has a place for you to put the cover there, and then you can also store the game, and then if you had the manual, you could even store the manual in there, but they're very cool. I actually did a video years ago about this, so if you wanted to see that, you can check that out as well. But that'll do it for those gaming shelves here. I actually did forget there's one more over here, which I'll show you guys. And I do apologize for the light. There's a light on my phone I have to have on just because it's so dark in here. But there's a Fire Luigi giant World of Nintendo statue my brother gave me. I bought this for my wife a few years ago for Christmas. She's a huge fan of Gremlins, and she loves this little gizmo, which if you turn him on, he actually sings. Let's see if we can get him on and get him to sing real quick. If I can feel that little switch. Yeah. Maybe. There. It's hard to do this with one hand. So you can see he sings. Wife loves him. It was really cool to get. I think he was only like 20 bucks, but I've seen them going online for a lot more than that. Some little Star Trek and some extra magazines there. This is where I house some of my Nintendo DS collection. Some of these was our son's, so some of these games he doesn't play anymore. They're just here. But I have some very fond memories of the DS, like the Super Mario 64. Animal Crossing Wild World was fun. I also have some Game Boy Advance games with custom covers that I printed out from the cover project and put them in DS cases because they have holders. So there's like Super Mario Brothers 3. And then I also have Super Mario World. I have a lot more of these, but just didn't have room for them, so they are packed away, unfortunately. But I do have the games out. I also have our Nintendo 3DS games. Very awesome. I love that system. There's some more of the Game Boy Advance games here. I got the Zelda 4 Swords, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, and then more of my Nintendo 3DS games. And I have a few more that I've spilled out down here because I just don't have room for them. I also have all of these old Dragon Ball Z DVDs, which I bought locally at my local game stores. They sell DVDs and stuff, and I got these over the years. Really cool. Some more 3DS games, some extra empty cases, and then the rest of my Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT DVDs. So, very cool. Now we'll move on. Just the couch. My wife loves those little Squishmallow guys. We saw them at my work. And so I've gotten her a few of those over the past year and a half. She likes those. This shelf over here houses our majority of our DVD collection. Now my wife loves Funko Pops. She collects a lot of those, so a lot of these are hers. Some of the Marvel ones are mine. I don't like collecting many of the Funko Pops, but I like to get a few of the exclusive ones that are at my work, which I have a few new ones up there, like the Iron Man that lights up, the Spider-Ham, the Spider-Man Noir. My wife's absolute favorite Funko Pop I got her for her birthday was this Ed Sheeran. Loves Ed Sheeran, so she was so excited and surprised when I got her that. She absolutely loved it. I'm a big Star Trek fan, so I have the complete Star Trek Next Generation DVD set. I also have the complete Deep Space Nine and complete Star Trek Voyager set. I have all 10 movies, Jurassic Park trilogy, the original Transformers cartoon on DVD. I have the whole set of that, very awesome. Married with Children, Wings. I'm a big fan of Law & Order, and I have the complete Law & Order, all 20-season DVD set. I have the first 17 seasons of Law & Order SVU, which I'm actually going through and watching that now. We're currently on Season 7. I have a King of Queens complete box set, some of the Mario Brothers sets, and then the Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball DVD set. There's an original Ghostbusters DVD set. That's awesome. Very hard to find these days. It's out of print and very expensive. $200, $300, $400, and $500. I've seen it going. Has some of the King of the Hill. I have the complete Alf series. I have Garfield, Monk, which I love the Monk show. I'm actually currently watching season 4. I have 5 season so far. I have to get the rest. I have the Mr. Bean box set, the complete Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles box set, the old X-Men cartoon. There's some Frasier. I have the Everybody Loves Raymond. There's my wife's Smurf, which my mom and I found that at a Goodwill for $1. And then when my wife saw it, she said it was hers and just took it from me. So now it belongs to her. Rurouni Kenshin Complete Series, Beast Wars, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Dexter. Then over here, just some more DVDs. Like I said, we won't spend too much time on these. Gilmore Girls, my wife absolutely loves that show. God, tired of seeing that show. She likes watching it all the time. But hey, you know, women like their own stuff that's different than what I like. But, oh, I just get tired of that show. But she loves watching it, so I bought her the whole series. And she can watch it anytime she wants. Some more DVDs. My Wii U gamepad I have in this little case. We got this at Walmart on clearance. It's awesome, because if this was ever to fall, this protects it. It's very sturdy, and also houses a place for extra wipes and styluses and stuff, so that's pretty cool. A few more of the DVDs on there. Have this really cool Energizer Bunny plush I got at Goodwill for a couple bucks. And then some little trading cards of my wife's, and then more DVDs. We have our PC, which I recently got a new one from my brother, which I'm actually have to install a DVD drive, so it's open right now, so I can do that. But it's amazing. So happy to have this new computer in my collection. Now, I know a lot of people are going to cringe with all the way the cords are. I know they should be better, but I'm lazy, and I really just don't care, so I just have them out. But I have my Xbox One, my Xbox 360, my PlayStation 3, and an old Sony VHS. Yes, I actually still have a VCR, and I still watch VHS tapes because there's some movies not released on DVD. I have this Garfield collectible plush that my mom got me. Pretty cool. Some weird purple thing that my wife had for Halloween. And then my Marcus Phoenix Gears of War statue, which is awesome. I love having him on display there, so he guards the gaming tower there. This is my 55-inch smart TV, 1080p. I do all my gaming on. Love the TV, very awesome. We have a lot of our VHS tapes down there in that little cabinet that the TV's on that TV stand. We have an end table that I turned into another holder for my Wii U and my PlayStation 4, and there's a bunch of extra controllers and other junk. There's some really cool little posters for Donkey Kong Country 2, Super Mario Kart, and Super Mario World. I actually just recently got a giant Diddy Kong Racing one, which I'll show, which you guys will see in that new pickup video that I just filmed, and I have to get that uploaded. And then we have one more shelf here of DVDs. I mean, it's nothing special, it's just DVDs. I have some more of my wife's Funko Pops up there. And then I have some more stuff I had to put on display over here. I had to move some of her Pops so I could display this. My God of War Stone Mason Edition. Absolutely love this thing. It's awesome. Skylanders Imagineers. And then we have our Crash Imagineers bundle pack where you get Crash Bandicoot and you also get Cortex. So that's very cool. I have two, one for me and one for my wife. Alright guys, so there's the room tour. That's my game room. I do apologize that it's doesn't have the best lighting and doesn't have the best production quality. But that is a look at my game room. I absolutely love it. It's been years in the making for to finally get one. And I'm so grateful to have such a wonderful wife who will allow me to have a game room and lets me take up the living room. She's such an amazing woman, and I'm very lucky to have her, and I really appreciate that she lets me have a game room. Once my wife and I get a house, because we eventually want to, then I plan to make a completely dedicated 100% game room that's nothing but a game room. And at that point, I hope to be able to get everything out in my collection. If you guys have a collection video, please share it with me in the comments. I would love to see what your guys' game rooms look like. You know, I love checking them out, get ideas for a future game room, that kind of thing. Want to thank you for watching. If you want some other ways to connect with me, be sure to check out my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Asiansleepy. I also play on my Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo consoles. The Gamertags will be down below in the description, so send me a friend request, and maybe we can play some games together. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching. Take care, have a wonderful day, and Sleepy will see you guys next time.